A warm good afternoon class. In the previous video we have seen about what the AWS kind out what is where it is building, and at Parvat you will see about we have seen about some of the basic terms that is used in the welding process. Okay, now we are going to see the remaining terms that is used in the welding process, right? So in the previous class we have seen about arc, electrode holder, bead and alloy. Okay, in this video we are going to see what is filler metal, right? So in some of the welding process you can see the electrode what we have used is only makes the current to flow, or it helps to create the heat, right? Okay, in that area you can see, or in that particular welding process, filler metal can be used. Okay, so the filler metal with the heat which is produced through the electrode, it is get melted and it will be deposited inside the, or deposited in between the welding deposited in the welding area, or in between the two metals. As like you can say, it is like putting the cement in between two bricks. Okay, two red bricks. If you it's like putting the cement and packing it out, right? So that is like a filler metal. Okay, when we comes to the nozzle, here a brass attachment is used. It's of 3-inch long, so it is like a shower. So in the center part you can see the electrode is coming out, and the remaining other part, surrounding the electrode, you can see small pores through which the shielding gas is poured through the towards the weldment, right? So the next one is penetration. So you can see if a welding is done, not only the welded area, you can see the heat or the weld metal get deposited, and sometimes it gets penetrated through the parent metal from the surface. So this amount of fusion, what it happens is the penetration part. Okay, and the next one is shielding gas. So we can see mainly in most of the welding process, in welding process you can see the weld area where the particular sheet or a plate is get welded, you can see that welding area it is get contaminated. So in order to avoid the contaminants coming into contact with the weld pool, you can use the shielding gas like argon and helium, which are inert gases. Sometimes it is mixed with CO2 as well. So here this shielding gases will not react with the gas, will not react with the metal. Okay, instead, as they are inert gas, they will provide a support, or they will provide a shield in order to avoid the atmospheric contaminants to enter into the weld pool, so that you can get a quality weld around the weld in the particular weld area, right? So when we comes to the next part, which is known as depth of fusion, this you can easily say how depth the filler metal penetrates into the metal. So upon welding you will applying some heat. So due to this process you can see the filler metal will be get penetrated inside the metal surface area. So it can be easily visualized in either in a macro or microstructure analysis. So in that area you can find the depth of fusion. Okay, so the last before one is the flux. So as I already told, you can see some of the electrodes in the previous video said that some of the electrodes is coated with the some cement like structure, or some cement colored things that is none other than the flux. So here the flux runs two process. Particularly in the you can say it as in the electrode process, or this covered electrode process, the covering is nothing but the flux. So here the flux does two things. Mainly the first thing is that it gets burned out and makes a shielding atmosphere around the weldment. As already said, it is the work of the shielding gas. In some of the welding process we are not going to use any shielding gas. In that part you can easily say that the flux will get coated over the welded surface, so that the flux work, so that the welding is completed with some high quality. The next one is that it is mixed with the it will mixed with the electrode, okay, while welding, After that welding, you can see it is get mixed around it, and it will form a slag, which is nothing but the impurities in the weld area or some contaminants in the weld area. Okay, so you can easily say if a flux is involved in any of the welding process or in the casting process, you can definitely say that the slag comes into the picture, right? So that's all about the terms. We'll see about the next important topic in arc welding in the next video. Thank you.